time on
Danganronpa.
Do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
It doesn't have anything to do with him.
He's right.
Last night, Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him. So we just gotta figure out who it was.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
She never said anything about the jacket's color. We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was... Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did
Which
he
I say
realize
should mean he won.
also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Okay.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh, they give us mean.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Oh, this is the...
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Show us.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own
In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves that what Makoto said...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look!
Oh, is that the only one we can...
Wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what
I guess
he
card
says
reader
is
would have to
correct,
work.
Then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong after all.
No. Contradicts what I said.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's hand, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Yeah, that seemed wrong. He called me a little bitch again.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own.
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test
I mean, he
Makoto's
probably would hurt a
assertion.
fly.
He said you broke your own
In other words, if Mondo's hand, then that proves that what...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
So we could just... We have a bullet that his is broken? Or that we had a broken one?
The handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one.
Oh, he
that
took
actually-
Leon's.
I think he took Leon's his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
That's really something.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
They didn't loan it, they're dead.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
No, it's not if they're dead, they can't loan it. It's if they're dead, they're not a student.
A gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro?
Bro.
Tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will be...
Yeah, we didn't put the manga together.
We'll all see
If I was right or wrong. See if I can do a lot better on this one. Alright, and then they just decided. We just got on the poster at that point. This is just the same as that. And Byakuya comes in. That's him getting her blood. Well, the poster is already up right here. Yeah, I didn't get these two. If I do mess it up, I hope I'm not being as dumb as last time. I don't know, it could be this because they went out there. It's Poster isn't here because it's already right there. And this is when Byakuya intervened. And we'll see.
That's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag
Okay,
in
so they don't talk, just Makoto talks.
Even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Oh, that's her walking in the door. I thought that was him coming up to the door.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand.
Nice they don't make us go through the whole thing again.
But how could the victim? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro.
I guess the dumbbell would make you think either him or Sakura. Or Sakura, because it was the girls' locker room.
And attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Bum bum.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Then removing the bloody poster. Well, I guess this is the door closed. And then they put the poster up.
The killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try, then removing the... and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Yeah, we could call it that.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
That's, you know, that's a normal thing to do.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
He copied the
Using the victim's
writing perfectly.
He left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Damn it. No, I'm dead. Alright, well, maybe someday I'll achieve getting through a trial without having to start over. Alright, so the whole thing again. Great. Could be that.
The killer is you!
Let's just skip through all that. I think the next one was the one that failed.
That you
Yeah, that didn't seem right to me. I don't know, maybe that was this.
killer is you!
Oh. The main one left is this.
Here's exactly what happened.
Oh, because that's where the sauna is, right. My mind was picturing it as the pool by the gym.
This facade. The killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Not sure what to make of his face there.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence?
That was pretty good evidence, sir.
Evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
This one was a kill that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. Somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. Tell a little bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, press the RB button. Fever time activating, the tempo will be forced to its max. So when you push one that random, you won't miss. So you press AY, however you want, just wait for verbal assault. This allows you to focus runs out, so make it the best possible use of your time. Or something fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. Opponent activates time in the bullet time battle, your tempo mark will disappear, make it quite a bit tougher to hit buttons and rhythm. If you're active your time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing will happen, I don't know what I was worried about. Whereas like reaction difficulty set to gentle, opponent won't use it. Well then, good luck and have fun. Well, I want to use it then while they're using that. See if I remember how to do this.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
Is he going to be able to use it? We saw the white noise.
Refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt.
I thought I was pressing the button to use it.
I refute you.
Can this go away?
False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refute.
I somehow powered through that.
Show me some evidence.
This should prove it.
Did way better than before.
What's that?
You did way better than before.
Oh yeah, that is way better than before. This replays right hand with Leon's. Well, I remembered how to do it, luckily.
Check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
You don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Confession has been made. There's my mono coins. Nice.
Bro, what are you saying?
Spend those on the next session.
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
He could have still denied it, but
Kuma, get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that. Wait, hold on.
moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Well, care to rephrase that?
Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
You know what it's gonna be. Oh, it even still has the dead people on there. Which I might have already noticed last time and pointed out. Oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kyotaga chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. Oh, to the very end, he was in denial.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
What? Why are you apologizing?
Because there is a way he would kill someone.
Why? 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 Why did you do this?
Now then.
Well, looks like Mono's taking a vow of silence, so let me explain on his behalf. Well, I wish he wouldn't take a vow of silence, because that was my favorite voice to do, and I'm going to be done with it.
Actually,
The story of this murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. We'll hear it. I know I talk about this game talking too much, but this is rather vital information. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He said it probably wasn't that. An extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard of things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about it, even though you're a boy. And no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and it was not so easily weeded out. So it turned out the shell was completely empty. He accomplished in despair, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
As the king hadn't begun yet, the school had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro was actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out about at the cost. If that was real, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, the world around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. I'm gonna try my best to become stronger than I can tell everyone. It would come out in 24 hours. There's not enough time to get super strong. Knowingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my
I
chance.
want to change.
To get stronger, except who I am. He just always does the girl voice him if no one's around. Strong enough so when somebody says, even though you're a boy, you'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising and prepare to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person to see her first, and then ask somebody to help from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. Biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he could fight in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Bacho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. Oh. That's supposed to... I bet that's supposed to say it's Monokuma talking. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
Oh, then that must be why Hondo did what he did to keep the promise he made to Chihiro.
Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made with Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that turned up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See?
Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed?
Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why? Why did you?
Gus, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong.
That's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, you obviously can. That's all there is to it.
It's one of the times he said something that's true. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you that embarrassing memory, that secret you don't want anyone to know? You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother! Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Oh, and then he did Daya. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the Chimera's older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. So he would have been the ultimate biker gang member. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Those things should not go together. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. He's gonna take over Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Someone like that really be our leader. All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I just...
gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. On the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During the race, tragedy struck, and it did suck. Your brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon to make a victory and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... That's sad. He looks happy, though. The dead guy, not Mondo, clearly. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. He didn't have time to, he died. Kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between two men. He said I'd share what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. I was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead a team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. Opposite of what your hero was saying, huh? And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. That's not entirely accurate. He didn't actually kill him. It was just kind of his fault. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. That's why I... Mondo. I saw Monokuma had on me. My head filled up with kind of fuzzy uneasiness and started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say after a while. That fuzzy uneasiness turned into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Jiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would.
But
You're right, but
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
George like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, you can't hurt, right? Can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
That's what you're saying. I should just say it. You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret.
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. Oh, the irony. He had the strength to face his own weaknesses to try and overcome it. It's the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him, and that jealousy broke me. You're making fun of me. I'm strong. You're fucking with me right now.
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Well, what's wrong?
Why did you tell me? How are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
Oh, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
That's right, I am strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you. Stronger than Daya. Which is what you're gonna do. Is Daya. I made the same joke again. I don't remember anything after that. I woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him down on the ground.
Hey!
I killed him.
I killed
Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. Thanks to that, I did something I can't ever take back. I can never take back. Mondo. So maybe he was just wondering if Chihiro or Mondo would kill someone because both their secrets were pretty huge. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
You bastard.
We don't know if he has a dad or not.
Just shut up. You son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again. I dare you.
Oh, he's got Taka swearing now.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. That's what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. But punishing? Makoto, you know it's time for that.
Kid me.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The black and that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
I actually feel worse for Taka than Mondo.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Iwata, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, what? Wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said, wait.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I couldn't keep the promise.
Couldn't keep the promise we made from one man to another. Funny how our two favorite voices to do are the first two killers. Well, now it's going to be Hifumi as the favorite. As the voice, not as the character. You get that? Whenever Maran Kuma got that hair, did he take it off like a doll? Age of Death. Damn. Well, I have as much fun in life as Monokuma does killing people.
Butter?
Alright.
That turned him to butter?
I guess so. I think it's supposed to like liquefy him or something. So he just turned into like melted butter. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. Yeah, like on Etsy you can get like these stickers that say I can't believe it's not Mondo.
It can't be my brother.
Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. That's like a screenshotable social media moment. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Let yourself get killed?
Damn.
Well,
You like Mondo that much?
Yeah, they became best friends in the sauna, and like he had trouble making friends, he said, during our free time, and like he finally had a good friend. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game?
Byakuya?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey,
You don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
however,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it makes things more interesting.
Yeah, we might want to watch out for Byakuya. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death that chilled me to the bone.
Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly,
Oh, you ignored the nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room.
And you'd go from the library downstairs, or to your dorm. You wouldn't go into the pool area, but okay.
After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
You mean you actually witnessed the murder? No, we witnessed the corpse.
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I've seen.
Well,
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would it have been?
I mean, just don't admit you know. You don't have to stage a crime scene. Psycho.
I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. This is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would have lightened things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
But after hearing about genocide Jack and Coco, you decided to use that. Create the fake murder scene.
But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right?
Well, obviously, I work out to reveal the truth before I reach that point.
Doesn't mean people would believe you.
Of course.
They could turn and look me in the eye. You could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me.
Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, he never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for.
What?
Correct.
Well, and Kyoko.
So that was your reason? Are you satisfied?
I guess it's clever.
Indeed.
Yes. We're done listening to this story. Moving on,
Hey,
there's something I'd like to ask, Monokuma.
Oh, we're still talking.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
you.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why?
You like them. Well, you know, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every stupid little thing.
In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
The noble son of a noble family, truly you understand me. Ooh, I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
Shut up. I will never keep left off a childish criminal like you. Let me just say that after I have received fruit for you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
So he gets a head start.
In the name of the Gami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Tepper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Woo! Nakuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had no more of a future than us. Oh, well. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway...
I don't know, they're talking to a great person.
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Okay, I thought it was going to be this point right after that, and then we'd save. Well, that's a wrap on that. 2 more dead. Oh, so there's 10 of us left. What do we started with 15. To be continued. Got his jacket, okay. Yes, we want to save the data. And next time we will pick this up again. Chapter 3, let's go.